Most people wonder how the upper crust lives. It's kind of like a fantasy because the only way you can become a member of the true upper crust is to inherit that position. Well, author Stephen Birmingham follows the lineage of America's true aristocrats in the book America's Secret Aristocracy. And he's here to tell us all about it. And he's not even a Robin Leach of our time, because you're not talking about the rich and famous of today as much as you are talking about where these people came from, the true aristocrats.
Well, in our older cities, Julie, there is always a group of families that traces their lineage way back to before the American Revolution and so forth. And these people all know each other. They're all related to each other in elaborate ways, you know, double cousins and quadruple cousins. And they're not the Robin Leach material. They would never dream of appearing on Lifestyles.
They wouldn't let the cameras into their homes.
No, no, but they set the tone. An old family like the Livingstons, for example, started out before the American Revolution with over 1 million acres, if you can envision that kind of land, in upstate New York, and they have bred like rabbits. There are Livingstons all over the place, and it's astonishing that even today, though the properties have been divided up, you have Livingstons living on estates of 300, 400, 600 acres, and living very quietly with the family portraits, with the family silver, with the old antiques and so forth that their great-great-great-great-grandfathers acquired.
Do these people only socialize with aristocrats?
They are more comfortable with members of their family or members of their class. It's not snobbish, on the other hand. They don't look down their noses at outsiders, but they're rather shy, rather quiet, go about their work in an unpublicized way. They were not at all sure whether this book was a good idea.
Oh, I'm sure not. Have you talked to some of them since?
Well, the book's only been out a couple of weeks, so I don't know quite how they're reacting to it. But I discovered a little club, for example, which is a club of good genes, you know, a men's club in New York that has no address and has no telephone number. It's a secret club.
And it goes way, way back, doesn't it?
It was founded by J.P. Morgan over 115 years ago, and only 12 members. And when I discovered this club and tried to find out who the members were, there was great consternation. I mean, this has never been written about before. It's a secret. But I was able to...
By a commoner.
I was able to get the membership list.
No kidding.
And it's literally a club where somebody has to die before another member can be taken in.
You talk in the beginning of the book, before you go back through all the lines, about how you can tell who is an aristocrat and who is not. They even have their own way of speaking today.
Yes,
tell us a little bit in the way that they would talk.
I was just on a radio show, and we had a member of one of these old families call in just a few minutes ago. And you could tell by the accent, this lady was talking, I said, my God, there's the voice.
That's it.
It's almost as though they had a pencil stuck between their teeth. It's called Massachusetts malocclusion, or Long Island lockjaw. The lower jaw doesn't move. They all talk that way.
What differentiates a true aristocrat from people with a lot of money?
Well, for example, Mrs. John Germain Slocum in Newport is the Grand Dame of Newport, Rhode Island, at this moment. She's a descendant of Chad Brown, who colonized the state of Rhode Island, gave Brown University to the state, and so Mrs. Slocum is very active in the Republican Party right now. And Mrs. Slocum appeared on a television show in Boston with me, and she's very rich, but her stockings didn't match. I mean, one was black and one was beige. And out of the large toe of one of her shoes, her toe was sticking. I mean, the leather had broken through. And we had a live audience, and somebody said, that's a rich person? But you see,
money isn't everything.
Money is not everything. She had the style and the class. She doesn't care.
Well, if you want to find out more, you can read the book. And we'll be right back.